Hi, Darren Raskin here. Thanks for joining me. And we're a little bit more than a week into the new year, and I'm sure you've been hearing all kinds of stuff about goals and New Year's resolutions, all of these different things. And I'm sure you look back at 2013, and there's some things that you definitely would love to change and into 2014. But how are we going to make sure that 2014 just doesn't become another 2013 or 2012 or 2011 when nothing significant changes? And I have a question to ask you. Who runs your life? And who controls your life? And who controls the actions and activities that you take? I think most people would probably say, well, I do. I take control of I'm the one in control of my life. But I think if you really, really think about it and you really look at the last year or the last several months, or you just look back at your life, you'll recognize that that is usually not the case. We are bombarded so much by so many different distractions, whether it's Facebook, our cell phones, the TVs, advertisements. There's so many things that are bombarding us. And we might have friends that, call us, hey, come over for the weekend, or come over for we're gonna have a party, or let's watch the football game, or do this. And normally what we do is we go through life in a kind of we just default to what happens to us. So if a thought pops in our head, we go do that. If something we hear something on the radio, say, oh, let's go do that, or a friend says something, let's follow that. We typically, most people do not take control and make their life what it really needs to be. So how do we do that? How do we avoid that? And if you ever doubted this, just think of some time when you were driving home from work or driving someplace and you wanted to drop by the store to pick up milk, let's say, and you're driving by and you totally space out and go right through the right past the store and right home, and you forget to get what you needed to pick up. That's just another example of just our going through like on almost like a robot or on automatic mode. And that's not us controlling what we're doing with our life. So going forward in 2014, to make 2014 very different than what we did or what any of us did in 2013, make it a much better year, we need to plan. We need to take back control of our lives. And the way we're going to do that is through our habits, the activities that we actually do on a regular basis. And how do we change that? I mean, habits have been formed over a long period of time, and that's why we do them. The only or the best way that I've found to do that is you got to use the tools we have at our disposal. Our phone can be a big distraction, but hey, let's make the phone help control and put us back on the right track. Every one of the phones that I know of today has a calendar. Set up that calendar either the day before you want to plan out your day, or maybe you can on a Sunday evening you can plan out your week. But do the best you can to plan out what you want your life to become, and plug in the activities that are going to help you to be successful with that. For us in network marketing, it's clearly we need to share our opportunity and our business and our products and services. We need to share that with as many people as possible. So make sure that that's on your calendar. Make sure that's on your things to do. And you need to protect your time, protect your calendar like your life depended on it. Because you know what? Your future life does depend on it. If you want to make 2014 different than 2013, then make sure to use that calendar, plug it in. And another thing that I do is I actually every 2 hours have a reminder pop up on my phone to remind me of my goals. What do I want to accomplish? What kind of dreams do I have? Because if I get distracted during the day, at least every 2 hours I get jogged out of my funk or whatever I'm into. So anyway, with that, guys, I'm going to end with a couple of quotes that I think are really appropriate to helping us to stay on track. This one here is from Darren Hardy, and it's what he calls the great paradox. What gives you short-term pleasure creates long-term pain, and what creates short-term pain creates long-term pleasure. That's again from Darren Hardy. So let me say it again because I messed it up. Short-term pleasure creates long-term pain, and short-term pain creates long-term pleasure. There's another one that's almost very similar, and it's by Jim Rohn. Most of you have heard of Jim Rohn, but it basically says, You will suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. That again from Jim Rohn. So remember that, guys, when you're going forward, discipline yourself. Use your calendar, use the tools that you have, and your phone will buzz you every time, to remind you that you need to do something to help you to reach your goal. You can do it, but you need to take control of your life. Don't let life just happen to you. So anyway, thanks for being on the listening in or being on this video. And go ahead and give me any comments, questions, concerns that you might have. You can probably post them below. And I look forward to talking to you on the next call.